Kuwait, a small yet economically powerful country in the Persian Gulf, holds a significance far beyond its modest geographic size. With vast oil reserves, a high per capita income, and strategic positioning, Kuwait exerts an influence that touches countries around the globe. Its role in energy supply, investment, and regional politics makes it indispensable to numerous nations, often in ways that are not immediately apparent. Understanding the extent of Kuwait's global impact reveals how deeply interconnected the world's economies and energy markets truly are. Today, we will talk about the countries that depend on Kuwait more than you think. So, before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Strategic geographic location. Kuwait occupies a critical location at the northwestern edge of the Persian Gulf, bordering Iraq and Saudi Arabia. Its coastline provides direct access to the Gulf, making it a key player in regional maritime trade and energy exports. While small in size, Kuwait's position allows it to act as a gateway for commerce and energy resources in the Gulf region. The country's location is also significant for regional security and diplomacy. Its proximity to Iraq, a major oil-producing country, and Saudi Arabia, the regional powerhouse, allows Kuwait to play a stabilizing role in Gulf politics. This geographic positioning makes it more than just a local player. It becomes a hub whose stability is crucial for neighboring countries. Oil wealth, fueling global economies. Kuwait's strategic importance is primarily due to its massive oil reserves. With proven reserves of over 100 billion barrels, it ranks among the top 10 countries globally in oil wealth. This small nation's energy resources are essential not just for its own economy, but for energy-dependent nations worldwide. Countries like Japan, South Korea, India, and China rely heavily on oil import from Kuwait to fuel their industries and maintain economic growth. In times of supply disruptions in other Gulf states, Kuwait often becomes a critical alternative source. Its oil exports thus make it a linchpin in global energy security. Dependence of Asian economies. Many Asian countries depend on Kuwait's oil and petrochemical exports more than they publicly acknowledge. For instance, Japan. As one of the world's largest oil importers, Japan sources a notable portion of its energy needs from Kuwait. Kuwaiti crude oil helps maintain Japan's industrial output and energy stability. South Korea. Similar to Japan, South Korea imports significant quantities of Kuwaiti crude for its refineries and industrial sectors. China and India. Rapidly growing economies with expanding energy demands. Both nations view Kuwait as a reliable and strategic partner for energy imports, helping to secure stable supply routes in the volatile Middle East. Kuwait's role in providing steady energy supplies makes it an indispensable partner for these Asian economies, demonstrating how a small Gulf country can wield enormous influence across continents. Financial power. Kuwait's sovereign wealth fund. Beyond energy, Kuwait wields global influence through its sovereign wealth fund, the Kuwait Investment Authority (KIA). Established in 1953, the KIA is one of the world's oldest and largest sovereign wealth funds, managing assets worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Through strategic investments in stocks, real estate, infrastructure, and companies worldwide, Kuwait indirectly supports the economies of numerous countries. Western nations, including the United States and European countries, benefit from Kuwaiti capital inflows, demonstrating that Kuwait's influence extends beyond oil into global finance. Dependence of neighboring Gulf states. Kuwait also plays a vital role in the Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC) region. While countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE are major players, Kuwait provides unique contributions in energy markets. As a reliable oil exporter with spare capacity, Kuwait helps stabilize regional energy supply, especially during periods of volatility in neighboring nations. Political mediation. Kuwait has a reputation for diplomacy and neutrality in regional disputes, often acting as a mediator between Gulf states. For example, during the Qatar diplomatic crisis, Kuwait helped facilitate dialogue, showing its role extends beyond economics into regional stability. Its combination of financial resources, political neutrality, and energy exports makes Kuwait a critical partner to its Gulf neighbors, even if its size is small compared to Saudi Arabia or the UAE. Dependence of European countries. European nations also rely on Kuwait more than is widely recognized. Countries like Germany, France, and Italy import Kuwaiti crude, oil, and petrochemical products, which help power industries and transportation sectors. Additionally, Kuwaiti investments in European infrastructure and businesses provide significant economic support. For example, Kuwaiti capital has been instrumental in real estate projects, energy infrastructure, and commercial ventures across Europe. This financial interdependence creates a mutual reliance that underscores Kuwait's strategic global role. Kuwait's role in global oil pricing. Kuwait is a key member of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, giving it influence over global oil pricing. While not as dominant as Saudi Arabia, Kuwait participates in production quotas and negotiations that affect oil prices worldwide. Countries that heavily rely on oil imports track Kuwaiti production closely because even slight adjustments in output can impact global markets. Thus, Kuwait's oil policy decisions have ripple effects in Asia, Europe, and beyond, highlighting the country's economic significance far beyond its borders. Dependence of the United States. The United States, although not dependent on Kuwait for energy like Asian countries, relies on it strategically. Kuwait hosts U.S. military bases and supports American operations in the Gulf region. During conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan, Kuwaiti ports and logistics facilities were critical for U.S. military strategy. Additionally, Kuwait's role in stabilizing Gulf energy markets benefits the U.S. economy indirectly by preventing oil price shocks. This demonstrates that Kuwait's influence is not only economic but also strategic in terms of global security, humanitarian, and financial aid influence. Kuwait also supports countries through humanitarian aid and financial contributions. Its wealth allows it to provide aid during crises, both regionally and globally. For instance, Iraq, post-conflict reconstruction relied significantly on Kuwaiti funding. Lebanon and Palestine, Kuwait has historically contributed aid to support infrastructure, education, and humanitarian programs. African nations, Kuwait invests in development projects, agriculture, and infrastructure in countries like Sudan and Egypt. These contributions make other countries dependent on Kuwait for development, humanitarian support, and post-crisis rebuilding, showcasing the country's global influence beyond energy. Dependence through petrochemical and industrial products. Beyond crude oil, Kuwait exports refined petroleum products, petrochemicals, and fertilizers that are vital for agriculture and industry. Countries with limited domestic production, especially in Asia and Africa, rely on Kuwait for these essential goods. For example, countries like India import Kuwaiti petrochemicals for its manufacturing and agriculture sectors, while industrial nations use Kuwaiti products for energy-intensive industries. This industrial dependence adds another layer to Kuwait's global economic importance. Investment and trade networks. Kuwait's international trade networks extend to Asia, Europe, Africa, and North America. Through investments in infrastructure, financial markets, and businesses, Kuwait has woven itself into the global economy. Countries hosting Kuwaiti investments often depend on the nation for economic growth, employment, and capital inflows. The Kuwaiti diaspora also plays a role in strengthening trade and investment ties, creating informal networks that enhance interdependence between Kuwait and multiple nations. This combination of capital, commerce, and social influence ensures Kuwait's global significance far exceeds its size. Regional energy security and crisis management. Kuwait's stability and oil production capacity act as a safety net for global energy markets. During crises in Iraq, Iran, or Saudi Arabia, Kuwait's production can help mitigate supply disruptions. Countries dependent on Middle Eastern oil, such as China, India, and Japan, often look to Kuwait as a reliable alternative source. This backup capacity makes Kuwait indispensable in scenarios of geopolitical tension, natural disasters affecting oil production, or fluctuations in global energy demand. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, Please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.